Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering The Savage Sword of Conan, the Dark Horse Essential Edition, Volume 13, published in 2013 by Dark Horse Comics. This, of course, continues my series coverage of all 22 volumes of Dark Horse's excellent essential reprint edition of this amazing black and white magazine, originally published by Marvel Comics in the 1970s, 1980s, and I think ending in the 1990s, early 90s. This volume covers issues 131 through 140, and there is plenty to see here that you're going to like, I think, especially if you're a fan of Gary Kwapis and Ernie Chan, because this issue has them in spades. Let's dive right in. And we see our title page and our table of contents. Cover illustration is by the great Doug Beekman. And great little inset piece there from Kwapis and Chan. And we have here issue 131, Reavers of the Steppes. Story by Don Krar, artwork by Dave Simons, lettering Janice Chang, cover art by the great Joe Jusko. December 86, this was published originally. Nice pin up here by William Johnson. And we get the Dave Simons art to start us off. Of course, Dave Simons has a much more sort of willowy, less overtly muscle-bound Conan. I kind of like it. It's in this case, a very swashbuckling Conan. Dave Simon's style is a lot finer than, say, Gary Kwapis or Ernie Chan. Somewhat less detailed. Well, I wouldn't say less detailed, but the pencils are not quite as strong. His line is much finer. Look at this, though. Beautifully gifted, talented artist, great storyteller. This is an amazing full-page sequence here. Really sells the story. This evil sorcerer, followed up by another banger of a full-pager. Really great. Nice stuff. And of course, Conan meets all sorts of fearsome foes, human and otherwise. Of course, this guy towers over him, but that's never dissuaded Conan before. This is obviously a Conan the Buccaneer story. Incidentally, I did some checking on eBay yesterday just to see where this particular volume is. I've seen this one completed auctions go for $20. I've also seen it go for $52 and I think even $60. So it varies wildly. So if you do see this and someone's asking a lot, watch it, but don't jump on it right away. Put it on your search list, and then eBay will alert you when similar volumes come up. And this is an amazing sequence here, the fighting this demon bat midair, Conan just stabbing him, realizing perhaps even he could perish if he kills the creature that's holding him aloft, but it doesn't stop him. He's so ferocious. But anyway, back to actually acquiring these volumes. Be patient, watch for your opportunity. You can get them at just a little over what their cover price was, even though they're long out of print. I think, though, as we move along, the higher the volumes go, the lower the print runs, I believe, were. So it's going to get harder and more expensive to acquire these. Okay, on to 132, Master of the Broadsword, story by Larry Yakata, pencils Gary Kwapis, inks Ernie Chan. And I think we're going to see that a lot throughout the rest of this book, and I'm there for it. Pin up by Henry Bismuth and Walt Simonson. That's where you can very clearly see the Walt Simonson inks overpowering Bismuth's pencils here. Pretty cool pin up. And let's just read a little bit of this opening page. Autumn dusk in the far distant Outremer of Kitai, a land unknown. Fresh tracks. The foul smell of its breath is in the air, and with each passing league, it grows more and more weary and angrier. And then boom, giant bear. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Gary Crappi's pencils, of course. Inks by Ernie Chan, letters Diana Albers. And these two are quite a marriage of talents and styles. Really love them. Great. I love Conan's outfit here too. I love the forearm bracers that he's wearing, and just the extra flourishes, the leather bits on his shoulders, traps. Very cool. And I do like too the sort of Asian influences in the design of the armor and the fashion for this one, because Conan, of course, is in Kitai, which is the equivalent of China in the Hyborian Age. So we're going to get to see that strong Asian influence here in the design, weaponry, the facial hair, obviously. Look at the vistas. These guys are a marriage made in heaven for a black and white magazine. And I've heard, by the way, someone online was saying that they're Titan's talking about colorizing these stories and publishing them that way. I mean, to each his own, but to me that's heretical, and I'm not there for it. I'm not buying them. They'll be on smooth paper anyway, so I'm out to begin with. But colorizing these stories to me is just a complete waste of energy. How about focusing on publishing them in their original magazine size on newsprint hardcovers? How about something like that, rather than a gimmick like coloring them with, and they'll be obviously computer colored as well, which is even worse. So I know I'm showing a bit of my old man yells at cloud mood here, but oh my goodness, look at this thing. Welcome to these ultra mirrors, and you may find eternity to your liking among the rotting bones below. Wow, this thing talks. Great Crom. Run, Conan. So yeah, colorizing Savage Sword, no, waste of time. Don't do it. Concentrate on getting it in print in a format that actually honors how it was originally produced. Slick omnibuses, to me, are not the right format for Savage Sword of Conan. Okay, next issue, 133, Winter of the Wolf. I'm going to start picking up the pace here. Gary Crappies and Ernie Chan again. And a nice Ernie Chan, all Ernie Chan pinup. Yeah, the ability to just draw anything Gary Crappies is just really good. Flora, fauna, all different sorts of people, fashions, weaponry. And you can really, you can almost feel the cold in this story, just with the snow. Everything just looks frozen. And of course, this lady has her eye on Conan, as many ladies do in these stories. Of course, she's playing both sides here. Ooh, that looks like it's very painful. Oh, Conan finishes this guy off good. He's dead. His neck snapped. Dead? I told you to go lightly on him. I tried, your sword brother. I tried. So rather than getting enraged, Conan is celebrated, and then Conan gets the girl. So, and again, as I've often said in my coverage of Savage Sword, it's much more risque than the standard color mag was. These pack of wolves is going to attack. Savage action here. Here they come, the whole pack bursting through, seeking vengeance. Conan giving them all they can take and more. And their leader, an obvious werewolf. The great wolf spirit smiles on me. He has answered my cries. Die, hairless one. Oh yes, very grisly end here. And folks, it's on the cover, I know, but page 161, we have our first ape sighting of the volume. Gary Quappies, Ernie Chan again on pencils, Chuck Dixon on the story. So Quappies pencils, Chan inks, Dixon does the story. So yeah, this is 3 in a row. Look at them go. Cursors of the Light. And this is, I should say, issue 134. I'm going to pick up the pace here. These are all issues that probably I should track down, and then I could do them individually on the show. I could do a read through. Just choice issues. Of course, any issue with Quappies and Chan on the artwork probably would be worth doing, no matter the story. But these stories are all pretty good. Larry Okada, Chuck Dixon, with Larry Hama at the editorial realm, they really delivered a lot of incredible, hard-hitting stories. And here are our apes, and they are savage, as we can see here. Oh, look at this guy. They're all serving him. They have a very spidery look to them. Vicious creatures. Ugh. We've had several significant decapitations in this issue. Here's the great Doug Beekman cover that we had, issue 135. Gary Quappies and Ernie Chan again, and Chuck Dixon on the artwork. They are really, nice Roger Batur pin up here. They are really in a groove here. This one is called 3 Lives for Nagarthol. I don't know if these guys are Picts. They look like they might be the savage Picts that Conan fought when he was this wilderness scout and eventual commander for Aquilonia. This guy's some kind of witch doctor. How many times has Conan been staked out, waiting for his doom to come? This is great here, watching all the reactions. Very cool ISOs here. Oh, this thing is totally creepy. Who calls Nagarthol from his slumber? Is it you, little one? Speak not to me as though you were my master. Nagarthol knows no master save one. Conan's had enough. He breaks free. Look at that thing. This guy's a worthy companion to Conan. He's survived pretty long. A lot of times his companions do not last the story. We'll see if this guy is an exception. I guess not. I bleed like a butchered pig. I am already weak from loss of blood. Looks as though I will have to disappoint you in my offer of wine. So Conan binds him up and goes back and gets the witch doctor. Stakes him out for Nagarthol, and he's going to make a deal with him. And he accepts. Next up, 7th Isle of Doom. Script Larry Okada, art Andy Kubert, letters Janice Chang. So this is all Andy Kubert. This would be a young, nice Dale Eaglesham pen up. A young Andy Kubert here. And once again, this reminds me of that Dave Simons stuff we saw in the first story of the volume. A finer line, less pronounced, less defined. Great storytelling, though. A nice change of pace after 3 issues of our previous art team of Quappies and Chan. This is another Conan pirate story. Those are always great. Conan was a Bukharan pirate. He was also a pirate with Belit, Queen of the Black Coast, that incredible story. So he has a lot of nautical experience in his incredible adventuring life. We're gonna fly through this one. On to our next one. Oh, look at that Ernie Chan pinup, really nice. The Lost Legion, art by Gary Quappies and Ernie Chan, Charles Dixon. So we're back to our usual crew. And here's an Andy Kubert pinup. That's nice, bookending there. Oh yeah, this is great stuff. This is a ripping military adventure, this one. Again, it looks like there could be action against the Picts in this one. We'll see. The texture, the level of detail that these two artists, without benefit of color, deliver is second to none. It might be heretical to say it, but I really am liking this more than the Buscema Chan that we saw in earlier volumes. It's just a more hyper-detailed style. Next up, issue 138, Lair of the Lizard God, Gary Quappies, Ernie Chan, story by Chuck Dixon. So again, if you like this art team, volume 13 is the volume for you, for sure. This stuff is just incredible. And we can see their version of Conan, hulking, powerful, beautiful women. Interesting characters too. Everyone has their own sort of look. Did I mention beautiful women? They're there. Storytelling is second to none as well. And here's Ota, this giant thunder lizard. And of course, he takes his tithe. Conan frees. This might be Valeria. They've partnered several times throughout these volumes. Look at this great scene, setting the scene here with this almost full page with this inset up top. Here's Ota again. Of course, Conan puts one in his eye. It's obviously going to make him pretty angry. And this guy is not as good a shot as Conan. Conan's archery skills are often slept upon by other writers, but Dixon remembers here that Conan is accomplished with just about any weapon he gets his hands on. Next up, Garden of Blood. You guessed it, story Charles Dixon, pencils Gary Quappies. But a curveball, inks Rick Parker. But I think we're going to see here, nice Dale Eagle Champ pinup. These Rick Parker inks are not that much different than the Chan inks we saw on Quappies' pencils, which leads me to believe that Quappies is really doing full pencils. I mean, just fully detailed pencils. And that is allowing the inker to just kind of finish the work off, and it gives it an identity that's consistent from inker to inker. Only subtle panels can you tell the difference between Chan and Parker. And Parker's work I'm not really that familiar with. A lot of pirate stories in this volume, too. I mean, if this volume has one theme, it's Gary Quappies, Ernie Chan, and Conan as a pirate. This is, I wanted to linger on this for a second. This is some of the creepiest body horror that you're going to see in a Conan story. These crazy humanoids, these seeming people are like plants. His hand, what is wrong with it? He does not speak. Are you ill, lovesick perhaps? And this guy infects these people by injecting the and you're going to see it on this next page, this plant matter into them. This is some of the creepiest body horror I've seen in a Conan story. Look at this poor guy. Oh my goodness. Like, is there anything creepier than that? It's just intense. And these guys can't be stopped by conventional means. I guess nothing short of beheading. Incredible action on the deck of this ship against terrible odds. The whole crew is getting overwhelmed by these horrors. Everyone must die, my lover. I'm only glad it is to be by your side and with a ship beneath my feet. 3 long panels here, excellent. These guys, of course, hunting the pirates show up just in time. Conan's fabled luck paying off as they ram the ship. And then Conan, chased by these horrible plant creatures, boards the ramming ship. Meanwhile, the pirate ship is aflame. Look at that explosion. And the would-be lords become the prisoners here in the galley as they take over the larger ship at the end. Works out. Okay, back to Quappies and Chan for issue 140, the last issue. Charles Dixon's still in the story. The Girl of the Haunted Wood. Look at this Tony Salmon's pinup, very loose, very weird. Not a big fan of Tony Salmon's Conan artwork. But this stuff is great. The Girl of the Haunted Wood. Conan shot in the back with an arrow. Again, the gore is here for you folks if you are interested. And Conan, probably getting septic from his wound, finds our titular character. And is she going to restore him to health? There's 2 little kids as well. Pretty good looking kids too. I know people often claim it's hard. Uh-oh. They aren't really kids though, are they? In the Hyborian age, nothing is as it seems. That was a creepy sequence as well. Crom's blood, the girl from my dream. So wild. He's having some crazy hallucinations here. And he comes back. Tell of the tale. Oh, this guy here is making some time. Oh my. They always end in bloodshed, these stories. And we're almost to the end here, as we're drawing to a dramatic conclusion with a duel. I shall split your head like an overripe squash. Great open panel. But of course, we know that's not going to happen. Your carcass will be devoured by pigs. Think of that as you die. That must be one of the greatest burns that Conan's ever delivered. Wow, look at those empty eyes. Just brilliantly conveyed. And Conan pays off the spirit here at the end. Oh, beautiful. Really cool. Conan rides south. His intended return to the civilized lands of the South delayed until spring by the coming of winter to the Northlands. And that's it, folks. That is my read-through, or I should say my page-through, of Savage Sword of Conan Volume 13 from Dark Horse Comics. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe, tell your friends. I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.